Well, backlash is growing against Colin Kaepernick after the 49ers quarterback refused to stand during the National Anthem at a game played last Friday. Now, Kaepernick also criticized both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump in explaining his refusal to stand. I know, it made no sense. But Donald Trump isn't taking it lying down. He's firing back.
I think it's a terrible thing. And, maybe he should find a country that works better for him. Let him try. It won't happen.
Well, joining me now, Washington Times columnist Kelly Riddell and radio talk show host on New York's WOR, Mark Simone. Mark, this Kaepernick story just really overwhelmed radio talk show hosts yesterday.
Yeah, it was a rough story. We spent the first day trying to figure out exactly how to say his name correctly.
I know.
Kaepernick. Listen, everybody's got a right to be an idiot, but I think he's abusing the privilege. He's got every right to protest in whatever way he wants. But if he feels strongly, go out and speak. Go out and be an advocate. Have something to say. Go talk to the community. This stupid symbolic gesture, it's offensive, and it puts the 49ers in a terrible position. It's your team. You're putting them in a terrible position.
And that's been my point, Kelly, is that this is, if you're a golfer or a boxer, Muhammad Ali did it, you're not a team. You're one person. You can go out there and do whatever you want to do. But one of the things we learn, even as children playing sports, is you're part of a team. And he doesn't seem like a good teammate.
Yeah, well, no, but what did he do last year? He threw, 6 touchdown passes? With those stats, he's probably better off suited in the Canadian Football League. He gets paid, $200K a week to sit the bench. I think the United States is being pretty good to Colin, and he should be grateful.
Everybody seems to agree that yes, he has the right to protest. I think, Mark, your point is a good one, is what's he doing beyond just being a pouty kid? Why doesn't he go out and take some of his money and his wealth and his influence and go work in some of the communities that he wants to help?
Yeah, if he's not going to do that, I'd have more respect for him if he started this and then was on every talk show, on this show, on every show, explaining at great length what he's talking about. But to just pout and do nothing accomplishes nothing.
Yeah. There was another player today. I'm not even going to mention his name because he came out and said, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. And then a couple hours later, I saw, no, he's not. Somebody got to him and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. So, Kelly, let's talk about the New York Times. This is amazing. New York Times says to the Clinton campaign, would you get rid of the Clinton Foundation? Cut your ties. What are you doing? What's the New York Times, when they speak, is Clinton listening?
Well, it's clearly not this right-wing vast conspiracy like her team would like to paint this out as. With the slow trickle of the email revolutions that are coming out today. Today it was uncovered that 30 of the emails that Hillary Clinton wiped clean from her server were related to Benghazi. These were supposed to be yoga emails, but they clearly were State Department related work emails. It's unclear where the State Department ends and where the Clinton Foundation begins, with Huma Abedin's role as a personal concierge. This all stinks, and so she needs to cut her ties, but it doesn't look like she's in any position to do so. They got to stop taking foreign donations, but they seem to want to keep it going up until she wins the presidency.
Yeah, but Mark, this isn't going to go away. This is going to drip, drip, drip all the way to November, and every time a couple of new emails comes out, they're put under a microscope, and everybody goes, there's more here that doesn't add up with what she said.
Yeah, nobody's more liberal than the New York Times. Nobody's fighting harder to get some liberal president elected, but even they're offended and appalled by this Clinton Foundation. Hey, don't forget, it was a year ago or whatever, they did that expose on the finances of the Clinton Foundation. They're the ones that came out with that $75 million in travel expenses. The Gulf War didn't have that much travel expense.
Right.
So it's got, it's just taking the donations is a conflict of interest that stinks.
Something's up there. The other part behind this, and Kelly, this is the preparation. The buzz is that Donald Trump isn't sitting down and doing the typical preparation for the debates. They're less than a month away now. You think he's going to outsmart everybody, or is he going to get caught?
Well, I think the debates, everyone's anticipating them and looking forward to them. I think the most important thing is to be true to yourself, and Donald Trump looks like he's doing that. I'd say the expectations are in his favor in the fact that no one expects much from him. So if he outperforms these expectations, and the polls we see right now are tightening, he could definitely do very well for himself.
Well, we'll see how he does. But Kelly Riddell, Mark Simone, good to see you
Thanks.
both. Thank you so much for joining us.